Do you know, I almost didn't bring the camera today. I wasn't planning on filming. I just fancied a walk. And perhaps that's why this feels like the right place to begin. Because not every walk has to become content. Not every sunset needs photographing. Not every thought needs sharing. Sometimes it's enough simply to be here. So come on, let's go for a walk. There's something I've always liked about arriving somewhere with nowhere in particular to be. No deadline, no destination, no pressure to make the walk worthwhile. Just walking. I think somewhere along the way we've become very good at travelling through life without spending much time where we actually are. I've done it more times than I care to admit. Walking somewhere beautiful while thinking about work, watching a sunset while planning tomorrow, standing beside a lake without ever really seeing it. And every single time I finally slow down, I realise the same thing. Life had been happening all along. I was just somewhere else. I've been thinking, the nicest things in life are surprisingly polite. They never ask us to notice them. The breeze doesn't, birdsong doesn't, the trees don't. Even this water, it isn't trying to impress anyone. It just quietly gets on with being beautiful. Perhaps that's why we miss so much. We've become very good at noticing the things that shout. Breaking news, the notifications, arguments, the next thing demanding our attention. Meanwhile, life is over there, doing something wonderful without making the slightest fuss about it. I've always liked benches, not because they're anything special, but just somewhere to sit. But every bench has watched thousands of lives pass by. People celebrating, people grieving, parents watching children, dog walkers stopping for a rest, friends putting the world to rights, someone quietly gathering themselves before going home. Tomorrow, someone else will sit here, completely unaware of everyone who's been here before them. The bench won't mind. It'll simply offer them somewhere to stop. I quite like that. Now then, apparently this is the greatest stick that's ever existed, at least according to Poppy. And if you've ever had a dog, you'll know exactly what I mean. One stick, one smell, one puddle, and suddenly the whole day has been made. It does make me wonder, when did we stop getting excited by small things? Maybe dogs don't have simpler lives than we do. Maybe they've just never forgotten how to enjoy the one they're already living. The other evening, Claire finished work a little earlier than expected. We could have gone home, caught up on jobs, answered emails. Instead, we ended up sitting in a McDonald's car park, drinking hot chocolate. Hardly glamorous. I don't imagine it'll ever make the list of Britain's most romantic destinations. But driving home afterwards, I remember thinking, that was a lovely hour. Nothing remarkable happened. And yet, it's one of my favourite memories of the week. Funny, isn't it? How often happiness arrives disguised as something completely ordinary. I sometimes wonder if we've accidentally become experts at living somewhere other than today. When we're young, we can't wait to be older. Then we're looking forward to finishing school, finding the job, buying the house, taking a holiday, getting to Friday, getting to retirement, and always looking over the horizon. Always believing that life will somehow begin when we finally arrive. The strange thing is, every time we reach one of those places, another horizon appears, another thing to chase, another reason to postpone enjoying today. I'm beginning to think life was never meant to be a destination. Perhaps it was always meant to be the journey, not just the big moments, but this walk, this conversation, this afternoon. People sometimes ask me why I started Quietly Human. The honest answer is because I needed it. I needed reminding. It's so easy to get caught up in doing, making plans, working harder, trying to make the most of every minute until one day you realise you've become so busy trying to build a good life, you've forgotten to notice you're already living. These films aren't me pretending I've got life worked out. Far from it. They're simply my way of slowing down, looking around and saying, did you see that? A beautiful sky, a quiet path, the dogs making me laugh, hot chocolate with Claire, a conversation with a stranger. They're ordinary moments, but perhaps ordinary moments are where life has always been waiting for us. Before we head home, can I ask you something? When you finish watching this, don't go looking for an extraordinary day. Probably don't need one. Instead, look for one ordinary moment. The smell of your morning coffee, the sound of rain on the window, your partner laughing, your child telling you a story, your dog waiting by the door, the breeze on your face as you walk back to the car. Just one moment. Really notice it, because one day, without either of us realizing, today will have become one of our yesterdays. And I think it deserves to be lived before it becomes a memory. Thank you for spending a little time with me today. I hope this walk has reminded you, as it's reminded me, that the life we're searching for isn't always waiting somewhere in the future. More often than not, it's quietly unfolding around us. If these films help you pause, even for a few minutes, I'd love you to join me again next Sunday. And if you'd like one thoughtful letter each week, you're always welcome to join the Quietly Human letter. Until next time, live well, notice more, take care of yourself.